Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Independent Travel Guide. This is an episode for women like you who need a little extra support traveling the world, one woman at a time. This episode is sponsored by Sun Marketing, Advertising, and Media. I've been traveling independently since 1972, and soon we'll release a second guidebook, Women Travel, 5 Steps to Solo Adventures. So please share this podcast with your parents, loved ones, and future travelers so you make their trips the very best. In this episode, the FAQ is the cost of travel increasing like the rest of the economy? Today's destination is Kyoto, Japan. Today's mistake, don't lose your photos. Travel advice, write your thank yous in snail mail. And now the FAQ, is the cost of travel increasing like the rest of the economy? And the answer is yes. Increases in travel are causing travel prices to rise. The cost of your next trip may be more expensive. Flight and hotel prices are predicted to increase. Your car rental daily cost may be coming down slightly after being very high in the past year. But the price of gas is also on the rise. There was a 30% rise in transportation costs in the past year, primarily because of the rising gas prices. Today's destination, Kyoto, Japan. What is Kyoto, Japan known for? Well, it's the cultural and historical center of the country. Here you can experience temples, gardens, geisha, festivals, shrines, shops, and restaurants. For tourists in Kyoto, you can take a Raku bus with lots of typical tourist destinations on the route. They accept one-day city bus passes and Kansai through pass, and it was easy for me to navigate on my own without a guide. One of my first stops in Kyoto was Nijo Park and Nijo Castle. It's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1994 and includes 6 buildings. It's a very scenic spot. Originally, it was built in 1603 as the official Kyoto residence of the first Tokugawa shogun, Ieyasu. It has examples of the early Edo period and Momoyama culture with paintings, carvings, and designs of the era. It's called Nijojo. You're going to want to visit the Kinkakuji Temple, the Golden Pavilion in the northwest part of the city. It was formerly called the Rokuanji, and it houses the relics of Buddha. The garden and pavilion were said to represent the pure land of Buddha in this world. Like Nijo Castle, it became a World Cultural Heritage Site in 1994. And gold foil on lacquer covers the upper 2 levels of Kinkaku, and a shining phoenix stands on top of the shingled roof. The tea house is really worth seeing too. Now, the third stop for you may be the Heian Gingu on the east side, more centrally located. See the show notes for lots of other temples and shrines, some that are hard to pronounce. Also, Tokajamyu In Temple, Kiyomizu Dera Temple, Jishu Shrine, and also Hakubut Sansam Sanju Sanjen Dome by the Kyoto National Museum. I stayed at the Hyatt Regency Kyoto, which was nearby. Now you should also see Egashi Hongani Temple. It's in the southern part of Kyoto. It's near the Kyoto train station with Shinkansen and Tolaido lines. The Kamo River divides the city between east and west, and it's a beautiful walking spot. In summer, restaurants open balconies looking out to the river, and pathways run along the river, and stepping stones can even cross that river. And now for today's mistake, losing photos. I've lost lots of photos that were digital. Don't do what I did. Download your photos to a thumb drive or external drive so you can retrieve them easily next time. Don't wait until it's too late. Make sure you do this on a regular basis, at least twice a year. Now, here's today's travel advice is to write your thank yous in snail mail. Send thank yous to those who treat you well. It's always a good practice, even if it's not so timely. I want to bring meaning to your travels, so send me a travel tip or question. You can ask on my Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram, or Clubhouse Club. The name of the club is called Women Travel Best. You can also reach out on Twitter, my blog, and maybe you'll even see your tips or questions in my new book, Women Travel: 5 Steps to Solo Travel.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.